Hello everybody, welcome back to the range. Tom here, and today for Manny's Custom Garage, we're doing this Aristo rat. And, I don't know if you guys remember when I did the video footage of a Camaro that I did in a Gaslands theme for Manny. Well, he wanted a hauler to go along with it. So why don't we head on down to the range and let's get started. I really like this Aristo rat casting. It looks kind of like a modified Porsche. Really cool design. Really awesome to make like Gaslands or some kind of dragster or something like that. So I'm going to be looking for some more Aristo rats for a dragster style purpose. But instead, I was going through my castings and, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, what would make a cool style hauler for a Gaslands, Wastelands, Mad Max style build? So I just happened to come across this Aristo rat, and I was like, you know what? That would be cool. That would be the cool front end. I think I can work on a back end because I made literally the whole hauler part from scratch. But I didn't do it like your basic hauler. And here's the Camaro I was telling you guys about that, you'll see at the final results footage. But I wanted to go kind of outside the box and try something a little bit different than I usually do with haulers. And I wanted to give it that kind of beefy, kind of monster, mean look, but I also wanted to kind of give it I don't really know how to say it. So, I did a little bit of modifications to the front. Not much. I cut up a little bit of where the engine would have been sitting. So I cut a little bit of that out, flattened it out, filed it down, kind of smoothed it out because I have this engine that I don't remember where it came from. But it's just been sitting around and I've been trying to think of a way I can use it. And I thought about using it for like a dragster or a rat rod or something. But you can kind of see it at the top right hand corner there for a minute. I did some detailing. I wanted to make sure it sat on top perfectly because I still wanted to use the post to screw into the base of the cast, or to the base of the car. And I modified the interior. I didn't use that little fin. I might work on putting it on another car or something. I got a couple ideas, because I'm going to be doing another build. It's another Camaro build, and that's one thing I haven't done in a while was a Camaro build. So I'm going to end up probably doing another Camaro build. I'm going to do another hot rod theme build, and I got a couple of the other ones I'm going to be kind of coming up with. I got more requests for some Gasland style builds, so I'm going to be doing some of those. I may or may not do them on camera. I don't know yet. It all depends on whether or not I have to order more Mad Max style equipment for these builds. But each build I'm going to build a hauler to go along with it. So it won't be just like a one vehicle build video. It'll be a 2 vehicle build for a car and a hauler. I got a Nomad I'm going to be doing in a Mad Max. I got a 66 Nova I'm going to be doing in a Mad Max style. I really like doing these Mad Max builds. I really do. I think they're fun to do. I think, you can be creative in any way with them. And that's the thing I like the most about building Mad Max cars. But, I try not to do them very often because I like making hot rods. I like making classic style, cars, I'm probably going to do something with like an old classic style paint job. Give it that old time look, something you'd see fresh off of the showroom floor. Just kind of beefing up some style. I got some colors I want to use. I'm going to get some more colors. Eventually I'm going to attempt to try to do some more with some candy paint. So I just got all these build ideas coming up. We got the 4 horsemen build coming. So you guys, I hope you guys like what I did there. I know my video numbers are kind of out of whack, but and that's another thing I hate about doing a premiere so far in advance, is it kind of messes up my numbers. So after it premieres, I'm going to re-edit some of the numbers for the episode numbers and just kind of redo that. Like I said, I didn't really do a lot of customizing. I did more custom building than I did modifying of the casting. I wanted to make sure this engine sat perfectly over top, and it was a perfect width. It kind of covered the sides, and I think it looked absolutely amazing on this car. And honestly, if I can find another Aristo, I'm gonna probably do some kind of dragster style build. I was using some brass tubing, drilled some holes in these Just Truck tires, so the brass rod would go all the way through it. Because I'm gonna put like a little cap on it because I wanted it to roll. I didn't want to use. Excuse me. I didn't want to use like certain things for it. There's going to be a lot of, once I put it all together, I got some parts that I'm going to be attaching to before the final results. So it'll look a little bit better. It already looks better. It looks cool. It looks like a monster style truck that I would see somebody just kind of randomly putting together in the Wasteland style build. And you guys know me. I'll try anything. I'll build anything I can possibly think of. Trust me, I'm always looking for extra ideas. If anybody wants to see me build something or a certain casting they want me to do something with, feel free to leave something in the comments about it because I'm all for extra ideas. I'm still accepting those challenges. You guys got something you want to see me build? Throw it out there. Let me know what you guys want to see. I do these videos for my viewers, for my subscribers, for my Instagram followers. I do these builds for them to, see what they like. And that's kind of why I've been doing a lot of these Gasland builds, is because everybody seems to really like my Gasland styles, how I go about things, the way I build them, the way they look, the paint, everything. And yeah, I'm not really saying this is one of my specialties, but it's up there, And I took these styrene tubes, a little larger, and I made fuel tanks out of them. So, because I had some fuel tanks sitting around, I just couldn't find them. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make my own style fuel tanks. And, it was real easy. The only thing I had to do was just glue them onto a piece of another styrene, let them set, and then cut them around, file them down, sand them down, whatever I had to do to make them look like fuel tanks. And these wheels, I really enjoyed the wheels, just kind of getting them to where, like, I didn't want the wheels underneath the hauler, like, platform. I wanted them kind of sticking out the sides. Because it was something I haven't done before and something I thought would look cool, and you guys can be the judge of it. All in all, I think it turned out pretty decent. I've already pre-cut some of the styrene for the ramp. To start building the ramp, just kind of doing what I had to do to get it set up. I did some little cutting here and there, some modifying, trying to get a little slope to cover up a lot of that back portion of it. And honestly, I think it turned out really good. I really did. It flowed, everything looks good, and the Camaro looks fantastic sitting on the back of this hauler. And Manny, I really hope you like this when it's done, because as soon as I can, this, along with the Camaro, is going to be getting sent your way soon. So just keep an eye out, and I'll let you know when I send it so you can, be on the lookout for it. It's a little bit bigger normally than what I usually build, so I actually had to get a bigger, turntable. I didn't use a turntable. I used this piece from my airbrush booth, and I just painted it up, did all that stuff to kind of add to my little turntable, because it wouldn't fit on the turntable. It was just too long to fit on my small turntable, because it's normally not used for something this long. But I'm one of a kind guy. I like building one of a kind builds, and I like doing these custom projects, because it just kind of has so much creativity in it. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe, hit that button, and ring that bell. But all in all, everything was going together perfectly on this. The Camaro sits perfect on it. It looks good on the back of it. And once I'm done detailing it up, because I didn't do any video footage on the back half of the hauler on camera. I did all that off camera because I kind of wanted to give you guys that suspense of what it's going to look like. And, you know, I had to do a lot of sanding and kind of moving around and just getting everything edited. I had to do some filing because once I got these fuel tanks going on there, it didn't fit with the body on there, so I had to kind of modify the body, kind of file down the sides a little bit to get it to where it would fit along with the gas tanks. And even with the paint and stuff, it works out really good. I really like how the paint turned out on the Aristo part, because, you know, even though after I'd already painted it and everything, I kind of did the detail and stuff like that, and you'll see that here in a few minutes. Because, you know, I wanted it to look mean, I wanted it to look low, and give that like homemade look to it. And all in all, it to me, I hit the nail on the head on that one. You know, I adjusted some pieces around, you know, to get it to where, you know, everything sat perfectly. It looked good on here. This probably won't be the only style hauler I build like this. I got to get some more style wheels and stuff that would look good. You guys see the little white portions? Those are to keep the wheels from sliding back and forth on the front axle, because I didn't want it to, you know, kind of move around. So, you know, that's why I'm going to end up putting caps on the end of them after everything's said and done and put together. I'm just going to glue some little caps on it so the tires don't come off. And, you know, it rolls perfectly. I love how it rolls. It looks good. It looks low. And you'll see what I'm talking about. You know, you see here that I'm filing down the sides. I'm trying to get everything to fit where it needed to be. And once I get the base, or the hauler portion of it and the base done, it's going to come together nicely, because I'm going to do some weathering detail onto the base, and you know, just go from there. Even, you know, I'm not going to build anything else. Everything that needs to be built is built on it. I just need to do the painting, put it together, and do the final video footage. And, you know, like I said, I'm always doing these voiceovers. Normally, I don't have all the video footage, and usually the last thing I have to do is the final reveal. And most of the time, I'm waiting for the clear coat to dry, or I'm waiting for something to, you know, fully cure or whatever. But I do majority of the video beforehand, and then that's the only thing I got left. That's all good. Like I said, I got a Nomad that I'm going to be doing for my buddy Philly. I follow him on Instagram. Got another one, Zach. I'm doing a 66 Nova for him, and a Gasland style build. And you guys see here, I put a front grille from a monster, or not a monster truck, but an 18-wheeler. I got a 3 style gun on the top of it. I didn't really put a lot of weapons on this. I put just those on there, put some armor on it, and you guys kind of see the setup I'm doing here. Well, I cut these pieces of styrene, just kind of the strips of the wheels and stuff, and I'm going to put them for like little tracks for where you drive the car up on, and, you know, got them bent at the end for like a little bit of a ramp going up there. But, you know, when I get ready to start detailing, you guys will see what I'm talking about. I just got to do some little minor stuff, and, you know, it'll come together. And right now, it's already looking really good for just being, you know, kind of here. But I took the same style axle, or same style brass tube that I used on the front axles. I did some bending with the pair of flat pliers that I had. You know, did some bending, tried to modify it, you know, get it to where it'll come up around the side of the hauler. And it's the first time I've ever done this, so it was kind of like, it was an R&D kind of thing, just to see how it's going to look. I may or may not do something like this again. It all depends on, the whole setup when it's done. If I don't like this style, I probably just won't do this kind of way again. But you guys know me. I'm good for these one-off customs that nobody really, does. And I know there's other builders out there that's fantastic at building, that just these random stuff, like my buddy Andrew over at Maple Leaf Customs, fellow Four Horsemen. And he just got done with this build that was magnificent. It was just like a trash build into a spaceship, and it looked awesome. It looked like something I'd see from Star Wars. So, Andrew, shout out to you, brother. That looks great. I love how it turned out. Can't wait to see what else you come up with on your next videos. My buddy Paul of Diecast Graveyard, he's been working up in North Carolina, so he's been busy. And me and him has been talking on and off, seeing how he's doing, the whole 9 yards. He seems to be doing a lot better now. So, thoughts and prayers out to my buddy Paul. Got Heroin over at Go Bears Diecast Workshop. She's another member of the Four Horsemen for the year 2023. But you see what I got going on here with these exhausts. I had to put some stacks on it. I don't know what it is, but when I think of hauler or monster truck or something like that, I always think of big stacks on there. So I took some big brass tubing I got, attached it to some aluminum tubing, bent that into a stacks look. And right now everything's just kind of flowing into place. So everything's going like it's supposed to. It's looking good. It doesn't sit real low to the ground to where it won't roll. So luckily enough, it rolls. But these wheels I just had sitting around. I don't really use them a lot, but I wanted to use them for this, just to kind of give it a build look that I haven't seen anybody do something like this before, and that's kind of why I wanted to try it out to see how it works. And I've had these Just Trucks wheels because I usually end up stealing the off-road chassis off the Just Trucks and the wheels, and just get rid of, put over my ammo shed, put all the pieces for it. But I took some silver, base painted the Aristo. Already had the armor set up. I got chains going on it, and yes, the engine will be able to fit on there because one of the chains is not fully glued in place. It's just kind of hooked on so I can paint it. But after I got done painting it completely, I was able to glue the chain onto. So, I did some rust effect, first paint. I just kind of did some quick little sprays here and there. There's the engine. I've already painted that. I'm detailing then when I got done with the rust effect, I went over with some olive drab green, and then I started doing my weathering techniques. I added 3 skulls to the front of the grill along with the chain, give it that look. Kind of built the windscreen out of some brass tubing and a Mad Max 3D printed part, just to give it that style look. And honestly, I love how it turned out. Now, see, if I were to do something like this as a rat rod or some kind of dragster style, I think it would look great. So I'm always in the lookout for another Aristo casting to kind of see, about doing some other build. So, like I said, I'm always trying a little bit of everything. I got so many castings just to go with. But this is what we started off with. Really cool Thor version of the Aristo. It had no windshield, so that made it a little bit easier. Great casting all around. Looks like a modified Porsche, like I said previously. And I can't wait to do another one of these builds, and I can't wait to see other videos from other builders. But without further ado, why don't we check out the final results?
You're in my domain, got the whole crowd screaming out our name. It's a blowout, it's a hurricane, it's over before you know We're a dynasty in the making. We're the royalty. Now we're breaking down the enemy. Move over. For the soldiers. Take a swing, I can take a hit. If we die, it's fine. We live for this. It's all for this.
I don't have enough ammo for that thing.
We're gonna stand up